Evening, everybody. Can you all see and hear me? Please reply because I'm not sure. Evening. Can you see or hear me?
Hi, ma'am. Good evening.
Can you see me?
Yes, we can see you. At least I can see you. Please, anybody? Yes, ma'am.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you. I can hear you. Please start. All the best. Thank you. We are looking forward.
Okay. So today we are on another exciting journey. We are going to do OLIB SAC. One remedy is called OLIB SAC. So we are in Sapindales, you know. All of you know we are doing the 5th subclass out of the plant kingdom. Yakir have made it into 6 subclasses. And the 5th subclass is of today's day and age. That's why we chose it. It is called Me and the Other. And we are on to Sapindales, the inner age being school age and early childhood, right? So we have done the whole of anacardiaceae. I hope all of you remember we spent a lot of time with mangifera, which is a new remedy. I gave you some cases. We did rust, all the russes we did, and of course anacardiaceae. Today we are going to do from Parthasarthy, OLIB. And then we are going to begin Rutaceae, which is another very important remedy, remedy group, family, and out of which we know some of the remedies really well. We use it on a daily basis and some we don't know at all. And then of the remaining, we are going to do only a few.
Ma'am, there is suggestion. There is suggestion in the chat box. You just focus your screen because your head cut from the up. Yes, that's perfect.
Thank you. Okay, so here is Sapindales. This is a chart of the 6 subclasses. Magnolides, Hamamelides, Caryophyllidales, Dillinides, Rosidales, which we are doing. And we are in early childhood and school age, which is Sapindales. Okay. So I hope this is the right. Okay. So just to repeat from subclass 1 and 2, we had the people coming from the other world and they came into this world and still didn't belong here. So they wanted to go back to the other world and they are more connected to the divine. From the 3rd, 4th subclass, they are more settled over here. And by the 5th subclass, they've almost forgotten the divine. And so everything we had seen in the earlier group, which we did, they are talking about evil, black eye and all, and bad other side people. So it is the rotten fruit of column 5. Okay, this is just your repetition in 1 minute. Now today we are going to do in Sapindales, one family from which the most important remedy, which most of us, at least I didn't know it a few years ago, OLIB SAC. So this is OLIB SAC, which we call OLIB SAC. And I'm going to give you an exhaustive study of OLIB SAC, which you may not find anywhere else. Yes, please be focused and please learn this remedy. Though I can't promise that you'll use it so very often, okay? Because it is too good a person. And I don't know how many such good people we can find. You will see as we go along. It's almost like, deities or hermits or sadhus. And sadhus also, we know most of them are so corrupt. So whether we can find such a good, giving sadhu, we'll have to see. Okay, so let's start. What a build-up I've given you. But you really will not believe it if you haven't been looking at the repertory too long or not looking at it carefully. But OLIB SAC is there in so many rubrics, and I used to just ignore it. What is this OLIB SAC? OLIB SAC. So we just kind of ignored it. And now we can look back at it and yeah. So let's do this. It's a very beautiful medicine. It is the purest, most noble, the rubrics in the repertory and the materia medica, not material, sorry. And it will fit only saints, very good, generous, lovely people with pure love, kind people who have beautiful things available for you with so much affection, and they're so unified with nature. They want ultimate love. They give also the ultimate love, may even be platonic love, may even be physical love, but they are very, 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 very affectionate. They long for love, long for exalted love. They believe in love, which is the ultimate love. So we can imagine how many of us, we'll have to go back to ourselves and say, how many of us found this kind of a love? Yeah. And they are very, very content. They don't hanker for anything. They give protection to others and they also feel very protected. They never feel as if they are being targeted or they are going to be hurt or they are going to be kicked. No, they are content with himself and with the world. They have very happy feelings and very peace-loving. They are full of gratitude for whatever they got in this life, and whatever they didn't get, they don't care because they don't want anything. They are content with whatever they have. And with the universe, they have unification. So whatever I told you before about the fifth subclass rotten fruit doesn't apply to this particular one remedy. Okay? They love dancing, singing, joy, mirth, laughing. It's like as if a lover for the whole world, but a true lover, not a lover who just, chases what we call a woman, a girl in every port. In the old days, sailors used to be called with a girl in every port. So it's not that kind of a lover where they just move, flick from time to time, like a bee goes from flower to flower, not like that. They are true lovers. They are confident, they are cheerful, they constantly want peace for themselves and for the whole world. Okay? So they are like an open space. You could go to them at any point in time and they just take you in and you yourself feel so happy and protected. Yes? They yearn for peace. They long for peace and they want to give everybody else peace. So we have these two fingers, not victory of Winston Churchill, but peace. They long for affection. They long for kind people, for nature. And they laugh fully, wholeheartedly, because they have nothing to hide. Like a child, nothing to hold them back. They are full of laughter. So they have laughed wholeheartedly. They are also very sympathetic, very generous, and they long for affection. They long for kind people. They long for salvation, and they long for clarity of mind. Basically, they are the happiest people in the world, probably. They have no anxiety, no tension. We all want to be this, right? We all want, maybe we can take OLIB SAC and see if we can become like this. We would be so happy, right? But there are few things. They say that 95% goodness in them, maybe 5% or 2% or 1% badness in them, of course. So they have no responsibility really, and they are not even able to realize their responsibility. They are given something. Like if they set up a family, they may not understand that they have to look after the family because they are happy to do anything. They are all happy. They don't want to do anything much. So somebody else has to take responsibility. When somebody has no anxiety, no tension, then that person is not likely to take responsibility or be a family man as we know it, to do everything, see the husband, to do for the wife, for the children, for the education, save money, earn money. So he's a happy soul. Yeah? And the other bad part may be angry at disorder. They don't like disorder at all. Very sensitive to disorder. Okay, anybody who's also very joyful, then they'll have things which can make them joyful, right? We know drugs make us very joyful. So there may be some thoughts like that about thinking a lot, about taking addictions and drugs, living in communities, like the hippies we had in the 70s, 80s. I remember in our time, I don't know, some of you were not born then also. And that was the hippie era when they were happy. They didn't want anything. They just lived in these communities, and they didn't dress. They had drugs. They just roamed about. They had money. They had no money. They were not bothered, right? So they also can fall into this kind of a OLIB SAC state. Then, of course, there would be a lot of traveling. They like to explore the whole world. So they move from place to place. And only hippies can do it without money, right? Very travel prone. Go here. Goa in those days used to be full. The Goa beaches were full of hippies. Now we don't have so many hippies. We have a lot of people in Goa, but yeah, not that kind of hippies. Yeah. So they love meeting people. When you meet people and the world is one, then sex is also free. Sexual thought may be there. And also it is free. There's no responsibility. You can have sex with anyone. That was what the hippie culture was. But they are very tranquil and very sympathetic. So as I told you, 95% maybe positive. Even this picture is not quite adequate. This is 75% and 25% negative. There should have been one more positive. Yes? And 5 negative. Mostly it is all mirth, joy, happiness, cheerfulness. Sensitive, I told you, to noise and disorder. Very sentimental, but very self-satisfied person. They're also very religious and ask many questions because they are very sexually oriented. They may ask questions like, did Jesus take drugs? Did Jesus have sexual encounters? He has such yearning eyes. Did he yearn for things or just for heavenly things? So, whenever you do something, you want your gods also to do it. In the Hindu mythology, we had gods who were not monogamous as such, right? We had many polygamous gods. And, of course, how the Pandavas had one wife, how she had 5 husbands, and so on. So in rubrics also you can find, you may think I'm just weaving some story which is not really there because you can't find too much materia medica on OLIB SAC. So, but it is there in the rubrics: affectionate, desires activity, very blissful, yearning for affection, yearning for love. Devdas kind, not the only the drunk Devdas, but that pure love which he had, which he almost never got over and died because of that, right? That kind of a love. Spiritual kind of love, of the Sant Mahatma kind of love. They are very, very conscious of salvation. So that is the only thing which may give them anxiety. Awareness of beautiful things is always heightened. So it's almost like as if they are in that drug state all the time, without even maybe taking drugs. Okay, OLIB SAC itself is a drug to them. So yearning for peace and peace all around. They have so much gratitude to the divine for sending them to this beautiful world because they can't find anything wrong with the world. They only find good people. Everybody, they can see only good in them. So it is like God love, yeah, exalted love, which remains forever and ever. It may be platonic love, it may be non-platonic, sexual love also, but it finds beauty, OLIB SAC finds beauty in everything, even in bad people, because for him, there are no bad people. Everybody is good. And they say that there is good in everyone. If you look for it, you'll find good in everyone. If you look for it, you'll find bad in everyone. So, of course, to everybody's mind, Mother Teresa comes highest, I'm sure, because she loved the whole world. I always wondered, how somebody so neat, so clean, always in white, could pick up anybody, even on the street, however dirty, however sick, however deformed, and person, a kid was, a baby was, he could take it and hug it. What kind of a person is this? I always used to wonder, because I myself cannot do it. Even with my dogs, I love dogs, but I love my dog. You tell me, to go to a street dog and pick him up, can't find do it so easily. So my daughter can. She loves her dog, loves all outside dogs. Yeah, but but so it always is a big thing for me if people can just flow with everyone and help everyone, however destitute, however dirty, however sick, however deformed, however anything. He even dealt with leprous people. So it is just love for all. Amazing, really amazing. They are confident. They are always obviously optimistic and positive. They are always hopeful. They never find anybody will really die, because if you look tend to somebody and you look after somebody, they will continue to live. They find good and beauty and hope in everything. So they are full of euphoria and joy. It is so lovely to be around them because You can't feel down. Such a person, such a cheerful person, whatever is your discontent, you can go to that person and see the joy coming out, that content coming out, and the cheerfulness and the exhilaration and that wholehearted laughing, without a care in the world. There's no reservation in them. Nothing is, this is mine, this is yours. I won't give this to you. You took this of mine. You said this to me. All that just trivia. Nothing bothers them, right? And so they may laugh as if immoderately because may seem immoderate to somebody who laughs, with a very closed mouth or with very consciousness, they laugh. Where they can just barely make a sound. Imagine somebody who can just laugh, just laugh. There are such few people who can just laugh. They laugh constantly, yes. They are content short term and long. They desire nothing, so they are always content. They have a full, pure, honest, yielding disposition because they are caring for you. So they immediately listen to you. You want something, you want to talk, they listen. They have nothing to say. They are not saying, oh, this is what I did, and this is what business deals I made, and this is the money I made, and I now invested in this, and this is going to give me so many returns. And I started with one company and 10 people. I had 500 people. Their stories never end. So these are not like that, right? If you want to talk about yours, he'll listen. If you want some help, he'll give you. So he may look as if he bows down. Yeah. But as there are 2, 3 bad things that they don't like, disorder, and they're very restless when there is disorder, lot of cleanliness, even their little, the worst thing is this computer aid, keys. So they're so together, and in between is always dusty, right? Very few people have a keyboard which is completely clean. OLIB SAC will be one of those. They yearn for cleanliness till the point of name. And of course, earn for affection, nature, other world also, and with imaginary. Imaginary. Even they have God, So they think that Jesus also have other gods. So they may, of course, fall in love with the wrong person. But I'm sure they are able to get out of it. So it may take them some time because either they will change that wrong person or they themselves will realize at some point in time. So religion is a big thing for them. So you think Jesus have religious thought? They're too occupied with the religion. They dwell on speculation. They have no sense of duty. They have no sense of responsibility in the sense that we know it. Okay. So again, there was quoted this movie in another aspect for you. And I'm quoting it again. There was a movie called Atithi, a Rabindranath Tagore movie called Atithi. Atithi means guest. So the boy was like a guest. I mean, he was born there, he lived there, but he was full of joy. He didn't want to go to school. He just wanted to chase the butterflies and he wanted to see nature. I wanted to see the new flower, the new plant, the new things which came up in their farm. He lived in the village. He talked to everybody. And if he liked a bird and he saw the bird flying away, he would go after the bird and not come back. And so many times he used to disappear from the home and then come back after some time, or sometimes not come back at all for years. So, yeah, so the story, just to complete it, Once he would help whoever he met. So once he was helping some people, they were having a little difficulty in cooking and they had to do fast work. So he was helping them. And their sahukar, their owner, saw him and said, "Who was that boy?" He said, "We don't know, but he's very, very helpful. We would never have finished all this work without." And the sahukar was just passing through and stayed there for a few days. And he told the boy, "Where are you going?" So he said, "So and so." "Okay, so we are also going that direction. Why don't you come with us?" He said, "No, I can go on my own with us." So he said, "Okay." And he come. Then he went to the Saukar. And then he was not educated, because he didn't like to be. But the Saukar was very educated. Then he saw the books and he got interested. So he stayed there for many long time. And then finally they thought that he's a very good boy. He should get our daughter married to him. The daughter liked him. And they go find out who his parents were. Very, very poor parents. Lived hand to mouth kind. We called them for the wedding and said he's there, so come. But when they came, meantime, this boy had seen some other butterfly, some other bird, some other people had come. One tola of musicians. And he loved music, loved to sing with them, and he goes off. Then he'd never seen him. So that is the kind where you cannot depend on him. But he is happy all the time. And anybody who meets him just really loves. So it may seem like he may get into a gang of, these, they're called something about, I forget. Any Bengali here? The people who sing and travel, something with B. No, I don't know. Some bow something they're called. So they sing and they take drugs and they take charas and all that. So he may get into anything. He doesn't mind trying anything because he doesn't believe anything is bad. So he may then have to break the addiction. So there is this thing, but the addiction also he likes because it is blissful. He dances, he sings too much anand. Okay? And he thinks about how he can help the community, relieve them of their suffering. Talks about human communication and how to break blockages. But you cannot depend on him solely. In the sense, you can depend on him today to do something. But tomorrow, whether he'll be there or not, no idea. But he's completely peaceful inside. He wants to search for meaning of life. What is the other side at? What does the world is there look like? On the other side, what does it look like? The other side of the river, what does it look like? So he'll have delusions of flying, delusion that he is queen. A queen doesn't mean great, but that big, that he has so many people around. Illusion floating, salvation he thinks about, he's not anxious about, and some little anxiety with shadow. So, it seems like a little fairy tale, the whole remedy. Whether we'll find somebody, if somebody can think of any person, who is like this, always thinking of other people, doing good for other people, never getting angry, never getting angst. Whenever you talk to them, they listen to you. If they can help, they help you. So those are the kind of people we should look for. They may not even need a remedy. Why are we talking about giving them a remedy? Okay. So anyway, there was a case. Patient, whatever he had no relief. He started talking about himself. Said, "I'm married, but I have an affair." but it is like exalted love, high degree of love, like for God. Like I told you, love for imaginary persons, right? So if you don't get this kind of love or companionship, then the second stage starts. If they don't get that love, nor that peace, then they may turn to God, because God is finally the epitome of love, of kindness, of compassion. This man can never really be deceitful or dishonest or greedy and saying, I want, because he is content. He doesn't want him. You say, I'll give you this, I'll give you, stay here, I'll give you this much gold. But he said, I don't want gold. What do I want? I said, you give me some beauty, you give me some books to study, to read, and to learn something joyous and some poems. Yes, all that I will. And he had a lot of reverence for those around. So there's a rubric in a thing, too much reverence for people around. Yeah. So this fellow had this responsibility, this purity of heart, generous and religious. There were rubrics like fly in the church, none she is, as if does not belong to this world, love of highest degree. So these are more, and whatever it was, don't know the case much, but he became better. So there are rubrics like blissful, contentment, God-like love, does not expect anything, just gives and gives and gives. Okay? The more rubrics, amativeness, because they are full of love. So it may appear to us like, very sexual. It may not be sexual in his thoughts, but it may appear to us sexual if we are thinking sexual. But they are searching for pure love, pleasure in their thoughts. So goes into imaginary world, imaginary person. Pure love, bliss, no selfish motive, no anger, no jealousy, union with God. So patient to love someone very much, which is pure love with gratitude, is hopeful of recovery, highest form of devotion. He is not an eccentric person. A pure person lives in an emotional person. Okay? So that is how he was given the remedy. Soul to exchange with pure love of God, attachment with divinity, thoughts about God, confidence God in that He will look after everything and that everything will turn out well, finally. So that was the analysis. When he was given the remedy, we don't know too much about the case, but he must have become well. So if any of you all find any person and you give OLIB SAC, please come back to us, because I can barely think of one or two people I would like to call OLIB SAC. Yes. So I don't know if any of you all can think of people like that. Let me see in the chat. Balls, yes, that was right. Ball movement. With do DD with nymphials. Nymphials is more about a lot of sexual, lot of touch, lot of physicalness. Nymphials, and though they are also very pure, but this is like pure to another degree, because it is fifth subclass. So it is all the other, and nymphials is the first subclass. So it is more to do with the divine only and to the other world. And things are beautiful, but things also can be like the lotus mud below, right? So, yeah. So the whole thing is about the subclass difference and even the inner age difference. This is all early childhood and school age. Influence comes a little bit apart. So this was OLIB SAC. We almost spent 40 minutes on this one remedy. But this remedy you may not find very easily in the Materia Medica. So I wanted to give it to you from from the repertory and from everywhere else, which is a real kind of remedy. And if we can use it even once, it will be time well spent.
Excuse me. There are 1-2 questions in the chat box. We will settle it at the end of your talk.
Any other that are in the chat box?
Yeah, there are. Dr. Rama Hariharan.
I already answered that.
Okay. And then there is one another. Okay, then you have answered. Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Vishpala. Okay. So we'll start with our study of Rutaceae, which is a very, very important family of Sapindales. You want to ask something, Dr. Padmaja?
Hi, Dr. Padmaja, you have raised the hand. Please ask your question. We are waiting for your question.
Question about the case, I don't know anything much, okay? So, yeah. Okay, so I was telling you about the affair that they do not think, I told you, that they do not think they are doing anything wrong as such, okay? So, because for them, the world is like one. Like how the hippies had in the old days, we used to be so skeptical, right, about hippies, and we used to think that they are not good people, right? They can talk to anybody, have sex with anybody. So in our own minds, limited minds, we may think that those are not good, but they were quite content with that. So if you're looking for some exalted love and you think that is from meant to be, then that, and whatever you have with your wife maybe is at its level good, but this is something to do with God, so then they don't feel guilty about it, and they anyway are content, no? They are not anxious about such things as impurity and whether loyalty and disloyalty and monogamous or because for them the whole world is that.
Ma, excuse me, Dr. Padmaja Rao wants to share her experience on this medicine. So she's requesting to unmute her.
Okay.
So
please unmute her.
Riti, please unmute her.
Try to unmute yourself, Padmaja. Can you do it? Yes, Padmaja.
Yeah, good evening, madam. I'm Dr. Padmaja. So I was very interested to share this the drugs experience because I had only one case all these years. My drug with OLIB is going away. मैं सोच रही थी ये तो अभी चली जाएगी, एक गंदी हो जाएगी, pills ये कभी भी नहीं दूंगे ऐसा सोच रही थी. लेकिन recently past 8 months के back or 8 or 9 months के back I had a case where it's a little different from your explanation today, but the experience is, madam, like a person is there of 40-45 years, but he is continuously spending money in share markets and losing everything, doesn't want to see the family like that. So the case has come in that note to me. So I thought that he is continuing, he wanted so much that means easy money type of easy this one. He is in a respected job and he is very good with other people, but he is so sexual and he does that all mischief, sexual mischief with his wife also, and it doesn't matter with him like that. So people say his wife always says that he is like a hippie, madam, he's like a hippie, nothing affects him, nothing affects him. He will be doing like that, he will be doing that, and he is always happy, he doesn't have any complaints, he doesn't have any complaint what to treat then. He doesn't have BP, no sugar, nothing, but he will be continuously spending his all money. Actually he has sold all his assets also. He had 2 daughters to get them married, but nothing in remaining like that. And I thought that it could be chloric acid, so I have given first chloric acid. So it was a little bit, 10-20% relief for a year, लेकिन it is not going away, going forward. So I've been searching. तो मैंने अभी आप जैसे I have learned about this olibanum with other speaker. I don't remember actually. So I thought that ये hippie ज्यादा बोल रहे हैं तो एक बार देखे देते हैं क्या होता है करके. I have given olibanum 200 potency, 3 doses, madam, not single dose, 3 doses, once in 15 days, 1 dose. No? And that means after 45 days, started having a little bit relief. That means he at once he is trying to stop his what we call stock market things and everything, and he is watching his step 1 month. Then I I counseled all the family that help him to come out of that one everything. So till date, man, till 8 months ho gaye abhi, and he did not. He is like that only, like frivolous or like. He's not that much sensitive or something like that, but he stopped spending all that extra expenditure and everything, and he is able to marry his elder daughter also, elder daughter with only their sources remaining, and not asking anyone anything like that. And even then still now also he doesn't want to check about his second daughter. She is only earning for the family now, but still he is not. He will be spending all his money with his gambling or some other, but lot better, 70% better than his first state. So for that only these people are saying, oh madam, this is very good for us. This is he, let him spend his own money, his own salary, nothing worry, we don't worry. But he is not looking about the assets, or he's not doing any other damaging stock market things like that. So this is about olibanum, madam. Till now I've been in placebo only, but for his alcoholic habit I'm giving this Quercus liquid and acid sulf liquid, which he takes only weekly once. He takes only 1 day in a week, any dose, no other homeopathic medicine or no other medicine he takes. Only 1 day, his younger daughter is able to manage him and gives 1 dose. So acid self mother tincture and Quercus mother tincture is making. अब अभी 6 महीने से लेने से थोड़ा अल्कोहलिज्म भी उसका 50% कम हो गया, और उससे भी ज्यादा कम हो गया. And his habit of all these hippie nature 50 to 70% कम हो गया मैडम, hippie nature. तो ये ओलिबैनम मैंने उसके ऊपर मैंने हिप्पी करके लिखे medical chest
Thank
में
you
रख दी
so
मैंने.
much, Dr. Padmaja.
Yes, madam.
Really,
Yes,
thank you
yes,
very
yes.
much, because it is not easy to find, cases of OLIB SAC, but we must go on the basis of, that's why I brought up the hippie culture so prominently, because that is probably the closest to which we can say no responsibility, doesn't bother about the family, because otherwise, to get the Atithi type of person is also not so very easy. And to get a hippie kind of a person, yes, very good. So we can find somebody. So this man who doesn't have any responsibility, or he doesn't understand, not have, he doesn't understand that one has to do this. He's just doing whatever he feels like. Doesn't understand that there are social norms and social responsibility. But the very fact that we can stop him gambling, I think you can stop him even his alcohol with the same remedy. Maybe you can try 200 one more time, or give him 1 m in the potency, and see if that itself stops, instead of giving him sulfuric acid and other remedies. Okay. Thank you very much for sharing the case. Yes, anything else?
Go ahead, ma'am.
Okay. Yes. Thank you. So let's do Rutaceae. So we all know what is Rutaceae, but we are going to do some more remedies of it. And so it is basically the citrus family, right? So it is all about squeezing. So all of them squeezing. So they are very busy, they're very hardworking, they work long hours without complaining. Mean they allow themselves to be squeezed, tolerate a demanding job even for a long time. just like your fourth row, ferrum row, okay? And a sense of perseverance and responsibility, but later it leads them to total exhaustion and drained feeling, like the squeezed lemon. When you think of the squeezed lemon, we only think of lemon or orange, a squeeze and give us nice fresh juice, right? But how does the lemon itself feel? That we don't know, right? So in the chart here, you can see Rutaceae, which is the citrus family, and you have these remedies in it: Egel marmelos, Egel folia, Angostura vera, Atispa redis, Pitella, Citrus limonum, Citrus vulgaris, Uta, Xanthoxylum, and Jaboran. Okay, the main thing about it is squeezing and twisting, squeezing, break, crush, squeeze, compress, twist, crush, choke, compressing, strangling, grasped, wrenched, clutched, encircled, gripped, shattered, sprained. So these are all your passive reactions. And what is your active reaction? You want to stretch. You want to release. Desire to stretch, which ameliorates mostly. So we know that a fruit extractor is very harsh and rough, right? And it is wrung and twisting and squeezed till the last drop. And we have better and better machines. With our hand, we could only do so much. Now we have machines which have squeezed the orange and the lemon completely. So even the boss is very harsh, able to take out 20 hours of work from him, 18 hours of work from him, 16 hours of work from him. But the patient is able to tolerate, he doesn't complain, and can work for a long, long time. He wants to complete his work, and completely opposite of OLIB SAC, very responsive. Very industrious, like we saw in anacardiaceae also. Rituals, religious, spirituals, all these things, superstitious. And they want to reach their target, which is on top of the mountain. So they give the best and reach their goal. And finally, when you keep on and on working 16 hours a day, you will finally land in exhaustion, where all the vital fluids go away with all that work. And tolerate for a long, long time, but finally they exhaust. So when you work beyond the capacity, that is a cancerous quality. Okay? So this remedy, as we know, is associated also with vitamin C deficiency. So scurvy, on the ships, the sailors often had this problem, and they found out it was due to vitamin C. The characteristic rigidity, which is found in the order, affects their relationship. Yes. So in this whole order, we have rigidity, whole subclass. So the characteristic rigidity found in the order affects relationship, leads to emotional stiffness and dryness. They may be unbalanced, and they unbalanced means they can work too much. Okay, that is also not balance. You should not work so much, because you should balance. They say you should balance home and work. You should balance play and work. You should balance joy and not joy. So here there is complete unbalance, and they persevere, and responsibility they take and take and take till they reach their target. Okay, because their whole aim is to reach the top of the mountain. And at the end of the year, they are drained. There is nothing left, and there is complete exhaustion. Sensation-wise, Rutaceae is easy to prescribe. It has a cancerous quality, work. Dryness symptoms like bryonia, imbalance in everything, including relationship, busy, busy, busy. So relationship is unbalanced. And then the feeling can come after you work, 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 and your boss still makes you do more work. Finally, you may feel that he is abusing. Yeah. So it is like the acid family, yeah, phosphoric acid, muriatic acid, another acid, sulfuric acid, exhausted and dry. But here the sensation which is there, all the sensation is absent in the acid family, squeeze sensation. So patient says IT company is squeezing up. Look at this beautiful copy. Squeezing us. Go on and on and on and on. How much money can we make for them? They are very ambitious. They work. They work. So when they start working 24/7, they work, work, work. But later cannot because they are exhausted due to overwork. So you have remedy like Jaburandi, which is very critical with very fixed ideas. So let's take the first remedy, Citrus vulgaris, which is the lemon. Busy people with exhaustion, fatigue, weakness, worn out due to work. Discoloration, the skin, diarrhea from anxiety, work obligations, burning and nausea like nothing. Neuralgias, lot of neuralgia because they are working so much, muscles are squeezed and strained and nerves are affected. Stage become opposite earlier more because of response. Right-sided neuralgia of the face, shooting in the temple, right-sided headache, and very responsible. Initially, of course, people pleaser, na? Because he wants to please the boss, he wants to reach very high, very fast. So when he ripens in work and comes up, work, 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 then he becomes very acid. Then he thinks he's being squeezed. So like lemon also, you take lemon juice, you can find some acid. Yes. So censorious then becomes critical and becomes 40. I did so much work. You didn't appreciate me. I should have become the head. You gave it to somebody else. And so cancer of the tongue, acidic tongue, because then they start telling the boss and all people below them very acid, unpalatable things. Vitamin C pathology, skin itching is a lot. So the remedies here in Rutaceae family are malaria myasm, we have Angostura, we have in ringworm myasm, both the eganes. In psychosis, we have the Thalia, we have the Citrus vulgaris in tubercular, we have the Citrus lemon in cancer and ruta, Xanthosylum and the Jaburandi in the system. So we will be doing some of the remedies today. Yeah, typhoid myasm, we saw Alanthus glandulosa, tree of heaven it is called, and the Xanthosylum. So in this, here we had only Xanthosylum. So you should add to that Alanthus glandulosa. Malaria, Angostura vera, they add it in the drink, na, the color. Yeah, and the Attista radix. So whether in malaria myasm, you have Angostura, you can add the Attista. Ringworm myasm, Aegle marmelos, and the Aegle folia, grown in India and proved by CCRH. You have this difficult to differentiate, but we must use them, and we'll try to differentiate today. Right? Psychotic myasm, Thalia, cancer myasm, ruta, and citrus lemon, tubercular myasm, citrus aurantium, and the amara, yeah, which is the bitter. Syphilis, we have Pilocarpus, we know very important Pilocarpus for Jaburandi, we know it's for hair, a lot for falling hair. syphilic miasm, even for complete baldness, Cabernet means. Yeah, so the shampoo is made from arnica and chocolate. Many software people need this group of remedies because they feel squeezed in everything, including the brain and hair follicles. There are some other remedies in the tubercular miasm also. Parasma renata, Achu it's called, Citrus dumania, which is the grape seed. So the key words are squeezed, twisted, grasped, pinched, jammed, shattered, broken, stretched, pinched, wrenched, sprained. And you have to differentiate it from diascoria because that also requires stretching. So in Ulta, you have squeeze, and diascoria, it is twisting. Main sensation is twist. Coil means to turn and to bend and to curve like a wire. This one is squeezed like this. That one is rolled and rolled into a wire. So coiling plants, okay? And the stretching part is there in both. So let's do eagle folia. In Bengal, the leaves are put in the drinking pot of the patient suffering from dropsy with belief that it will cure the patient. Monks use the leaves to suppress sexual desire. Remember OLIB SAC also, maybe even Padmaja's patient, when we told you about the hippie movement, when they will have sex from person to person, and the whole group is like one sexual urge. Yeah. So monks use it to suppress the sexual desire, and they may become impotent. Yeah. So it may be useful for impotency and seminal weakness. They are called eaglefolia, are called bay leaves. Okay? Bay leaves. Now you put it in front of, I think, Shiva. If medicine is prepared from the leaves, they're called eaglefolia. If prepared from the fruit, it's called eagle marmalades. They are important as they are Indian plants. And for eaglefolia, the indication is constipation, and very much like 4 to 8 p.m., 4 to 8 a.m., like. Second important point, flatulence, hard stool, unsatisfactory stool, dry hard stool, Mathomica like mine because so hardworking, and lycopodium GI, and the time modality. So it's a combination of. So how to differentiate? Ask the feeling before passing stool. They will say, we will say in lycopodium, it is like gas going round and round. Here they will say squeeze, which is not there in both lyco and max. Eaglefolia has alternate diarrhea and constipation. It's a mild stimulant to intestinal mucous membrane. It can act as a laxative for existing constipation. Eruptions, pimples, dark, then painful, okay? Urticaria. Restless with eruptions, alternating effort and sometimes no effort. No work, then no work. Work, then no work. That's it. It's the ringworm miasm. We all know, na? This is like ringworm. They make lot of effort. Then they say, oh, forget it. The skin is never going to get better. This obesity is never going to get better. This acne is never going to get. Let's take a rest. And after some time, they say, no, let's try again. So try again is the ringworm. So again, you will have things which come on periodically, like allergic rhinitis, like GIT symptoms, like sexual symptoms. Because if you have impotence also, it's not that every day you'll know you have impotence. You may have sex once a week, once in 2 weeks, and come to know, right? So you try, then say forget, then try, and then forget. So in the GI tract, you have nausea, dysentery, diarrhea, flatulence, and bowels immediately after eating, has to rush. He's eating, almost before finishing, he has to rush. He says, I'm very hardworking. My religion is my work. That was legal folia, more to do with constipation, more to do with GI, more like Natsomic and Lyco combination with 4 to 8 and 4 to 8 AM. Squeezing. The fruit is Eagle marvelous. So it is the bale fruit. Different parts of the trees are used by Ayurvedic doctors for melancholia, the bark is. The leaves are made of poultice as a remedy for cutting things. So you have in Eagle marvelous, you have lot of problems of skin. You may have styes, you may have stomatitis, you may have vertigo, you may have backache, you may have also allergic conjunctivitis, which is aggravated by closing the eyes. You have also mental trouble like melancholia, like hypochondriasis, nocturnal emission with amorous dreams. So you have amorous dream, you have like nocturnal emission, and in Eagle folia you had burning of the eyes, alternate diarrhea, or constant dysentery, that is stool mixed with blood and mucus. In Eagle folia, you had alternate diarrhea and constipation. Edema in the face, eyelids, and hands both. Compare Kali. Sensation of heaviness, sensation of lump, as if expectorations are blocking the rib cage. Okay, lump. They should tell you, na, choking, as if there's something stuck there, as if there is a lump there. So as if the expectoration is stuck there, or it is blocking the rib cage in being able to throw it out. So much constipation that refuses food. Berry. Because citrus tea also belongs to the same family and is recommended for berry caused by thiamine deficiency. Yes. It's also marvelous. It's also linked to fertility. Yes. So many babies. Yes. Stiffness, strong link to fertility and masculine feminine interrelationship. Scabies and ringworms, a lot of skin. In the first one, you have a lot of constipation in Eagle folia. In this, you have a lot of skin. And it is ringworm miasm and also ringworm. Allergic inflammatory conditions, stomatitis, again giving ulcers, laryngitis, allergic skin, eyes, mucous membrane, and digestive. Bowels, immediately I told you on eating, he has to go. And in Indian tradition, the tree part is fertility bale baba, ritual for girls. This is very interesting, yes? We must understand this. So girls are married to the bale fruit, and as long as the fruit is kept safe in their house, forever and ever they keep that fruit. And when it never cracks, the girl can never become widowed. If the fruit cracks, then the husband will die. Okay? So it is very important in Baha'i religion. Girls are married to the bale fruit always. And the fruit is kept safe, also married to the man. And if it doesn't crack, the girl never becomes a widow. This is in the Baha'i religion. You've seen the Baha'i temple in Delhi, so beautiful, right? So also for nocturnal emissions of impotency and for fertility. The mind of Eagle marvelous is anger, irascibility, and head pain. A lot of sadness and depression. Talks a lot or talk in this. Desire to be silent. Taciturn means doesn't want to talk. Headache during. They don't want to be disturbed. They don't want to talk. They want to be silent. And they want to not do mental work. Okay. Opposite of Rutaceae in general and OLIB also. So I already told you this about them being married to the fruit and that. Mind declines spelling mistakes. Okay. So a lot of spelling mistakes they make. They have a lot of confusion in learning and a lot of mental tiredness. Don't want to speak when they have headaches or when they are at work, and they have very difficult concentration, difficulty in understanding, difficulty in spellings, and emotions are also very heavy, tendency to sadness and anxiety. They have delusion that leg is cut off. They have a lot of later on hatred and bitter feeling. Dreams of dogs. Ruta we know very important for eyes, right? Even eye strain. We give Ruta even for too much computer work, right? So eyes are troubled because of my industriousness of my screen time, eye allergies. My religion is my hard work. And Ruta, of course, is synonymous with bone. So we give it often for bone health. I call it bone health. I give calcarea for 6x and drop Ruta 6 in that pocket. The decoction used for hypochondriasis, melancholia, and headaches. We have also scabies and arthritis, diarrhea, dysentery, stool, blood, weakness, stools after. This is your evil mark. Pains, of course, on squeezing, pain type is squeezing, edema on various parts of the body, dermatitis, stiffness, and stacks. Treatment for beriberi, they are married to bale, food tract, nocturnal emission, impotency, anger, pain causes anger, irritable, desires to be silent and taciturn, aversion to talking, squeezed by the work and now no energy. So don't want to work now. And always check for spelling errors in marmalades. Past history of hardworking, now syphilitic, and don't want to. Mind does not cooperate, does not want to speak or work, becomes taciturn. And with headache, doesn't want to do anything. Neither can concentrate, makes lots of mistakes, very sad and depressed, and wants to be silent. Okay. So this is eagle marvelous. So today we did OLIB SAC in great detail. We did nice case was shared by Padmika. And so it gives us an opening to what kind of people we can use it for, people who don't realize their responsibility and to their family and to themselves and just keep on spending. So spendthrift is another idea which we should look at. And a lot of sexual overlay we should look at generally, but also people who are not really bothered that he's losing money. But that is the other way of looking at it. The 5% we said bad myths in them, right? Then we did the general of Rutaceae family, and we did eagle folia, we did eagle marvelous, yeah. So, and we will do other remedies later. So now we have Angostura vera, which is the malaria miasm. Okay, so what is malaria miasm? You all remember it. Malaria is looking over your shoulder. Yeah, malaria, like the malaria disease, you never know when it's going to attack you. So you're always looking over your shoulder. I call it looking over your shoulder remedy. You're always never sure when it's going to attack you. So you look, oh, I'm all right now. Oh, God, it's come again. Yeah. So Rutaceae plus malaria miasm is Angostura vera. Why me? Why? Why am I stuck? Why am I so all the time harassed? So harassed is another word for me. Very embittered, exasperated, offenses from slight, trivial cause, hatred, bitter feelings for little offense, yeah, unpleasant dreams, vexatious dreams. He cannot bear jokes on him because he thinks he's being a brunt of the joke. So he thinks he's being targeted. Some people just say ha ha and they can laugh even if they're fat at themselves. Very few people can, no? Or somebody's called dark, they feel bad and cry and cry. And I told that girl, but do you think you're dark? No, then why should you cry? Just because he said you're dark doesn't make you dark, right? So they cannot bear jokes because it hits him. Trivial things bother him. Slight offenses fill in with bitterness. So, like stimulation of the coffee, stomach complaints, aggravated coffee, just like metformin. Beautiful, no? This coffee. Look at the leaf. How well they serve coffee these days. So, there was one Sholton case, you had stuck in life. Where in a Jay Shah case, periodicity 3 p.m. Hatred, bitter feeling for slightest offenses because the ego is super ego, you know. Yeah, it's not well balanced. Feels persecuted just like a malarian. Stuck with squeezing and has strong desire for coffee, has lot of PMS symptoms, work-related issues, strong sense of responsibility, energetic, decisive at work, but inside there is lack of confidence, and he wants to be promoted, to be someone on his own, wants to be someone. Therefore, he works, wants to be someone. And if the boss just squeezes him and doesn't give him promotion, then he feels very betrayed and bad, persecuted. It has a Maxomica-like attitude, all the time wanting to work and craving for coffee, wanting to grow up prematurely to do everything. But it has a strong sense of responsibility, like Maxomica, but it is more fifth sub, right? Maxomica is sixth sub. And this is more school age, yeah? So wants to do work, but then falls asleep at the table. Outside looks confident, but inside, focus, not confident. And then by then they are totally exhausted and lost. They want that extra reputation. They work extra, but work till drain, 16, 17 hours. Then they have coffee, and that cannot sustain you for a long time. So work at night and want coffee. 1 cup and second cup. And then, of course, the relationship at home suffers. Oh, the wife said you were supposed to be here. What are you doing? Oh, I'm still at work. At work, I told you this 1 month ago, and I will remind you, I'm so sorry. I will try to come. You go and I will come. And later, he still does not reach, right? So it's very difficult for relationship. They might have a fixed idea that the relationship is not going well, or they let the other person suppress them. Mostly, of course, the boss suppresses them. Okay? And a strong sexuality seen even in the relationship. So both have equal and both respect each other, then it's good. But if he wants that only after making her go to the party alone, then he's not going to get it. Yeah. So issue of coercion can then aggravate. Wife says, I won't serve you coffee. She takes her back. Okay. I must tell you a story. Okay. So there was a friend of mine, and who had a very bad marriage, and then his sister-in-law asked me if I could let him stay in my house for some 6 months so that he could decide what he wanted to do with his life, because his wife was quite not a nice person. So he stayed with me, and I would we would talk, and I'd advise him that I don't believe that anybody is destined or has to continue to remain unhappy. If we are really unhappy after 30 years of marriage, then we should think about something else. Okay? So finally, whatever is the thing, and whatever medicine I gave him, finally he decided to move on, and he met a woman, and he visited her. She was in America. He visited her, and I said, "What did you like best, staying there?" She said, in the morning when I got up, she asked me, "Do I want coffee?" I said, "Wow, what did your wife do?" My wife had never asked me for coffee or for food or for anything for the last 30 years. So just that feeling that, somebody cares enough for me to say coffee. So that's why this wife takes her own back by saying, "I won't serve you coffee," which means I don't care about you. Yeah. So coffee is a very important thing. So all of us who want to make good relationship, please ask your husbands and wife, "You want coffee in the morning?" Yeah. So these people work, coffee at office only. And so no relationship with wife, son, daughter, and then things don't go well. So balance is the important. Physically, it's the same as the rest of the order: stiffness and weakness of the limbs as well as tension. Feels humiliated and small, losing all confidence that they had, then become absent-minded, and all these mistakes they made, find it difficult to concentrate and to learn. And then they get sudden anxiety at life and feel everything not going well, and others are suppressed. Then they get into alcoholism, this hypsomania, and then ambition also breaks down and feel dry and squeezed and exhausted. Okay. So rubrics you can get in: anticipatory anxiety, coffee, ardent, borrows trouble, busy, confidence, confusion, consciousness about trifles, coward, neglected beauty, dreams of robbers, dreams of flying, dreams of falling, dreams of robbers stealing something. And say, okay, let me take it. I won't then hurt you. I don't understand why people cannot just steal. Why do they have to murder somebody? This old man last week in the papers in Santa Cruz. So of course when Santa Cruz comes, always read it. So he's this caretaker. He can, what is 80-year-old man? What is he going to do? Just steal and go away. Why does he have to murder him? Because you're caught murdering is a big thing. You'll never escape. Anyways, so other rubrics are industrious, injustice cannot support, irresolution, indecision, malicious, spiteful, vindictive. All these are rubrics. So you can get the remedy in that. So today we have done some remedies, okay? Eagle board, Angostura. We have done citrus. We have, that's it. And we did OLIB, of course, okay? So next time we will try to finish the Rutaceae. After that, we'll be left with Aesculus and a few other remedies. Welcome, maybe, let us. So it was, yeah. Anything in the chat box? Yes. Thank you. Oh, Angostura, somebody sharing, they gave to mother for reducing coffee addiction. 7 doses weekly once, and reduce the coffee intake from 7 big cups to 2. Very nice. Thank you. So thank you all for sharing. All the sharing really helps us because it makes us think of where we can use the medicine, right? That is the most important thing after learning all this, that we have to, where to use it, which kind of cases, and if we can go away with even 1 or 2 places where we say, we can use this remedy, then it will be good, right? Anything else in the chat box?
No, ma, all doctors are thanking you
Thank you. Thank you.
and making
you
it,
so
explain it
much.
wonderfully. Explain it wonderfully.
Thank you. I also had a wonderful time. I love OLIB remedy. I really wanted to do it. It's so long, but I said, no. We'll do it. Yeah. So thank you all for coming. Thank you all for sharing and all the time, each other. If we can go on helping each other, this is called really helping, right? And then we are happy.
True, true. Ma'am, coming week, are we going to go for the one-liner? What you do always?
Sure, I can do. We have already done 7 and 4. Yeah, we can do 10, 11.
If it is possible on your way, if you can.
Yes.
Thank
We'll
you
do
so
the
much,
12. We've
everyone.
already done dozen remedies. So yeah, thank you for reminding me, Dr. Vibha. That's nice. Thank you all. Bye. We've done bang on time, enough remedy. Thank you, Fatima, for the lovely cartoon. Thank you, Padmaja, for sharing. Thank you, Dr. Vibha, for always interacting well. And today we missed Rama's interaction. Rama, you want to share anything? She told us about the poets and the singers of Bengal. Yeah. Okay, so I'll see you on next Thursday. Thank you. Bye.